I am now ready to rip out the end mortise of the styles, and for that task I use my frame saw, my rip saw, and this is a smaller saw than I used when I ripped out the styles from the boards. It has a shorter blade, so it's easier to control. Now it is important that I follow the marked line exactly, and I have to put the width of the saw blade on the right side of the line, or else the pieces will not fit together in the end. I will try to demonstrate. Once I've started, it's a good habit to check on the other side. And of course this frame saw has the blade attached in each end, which allows me to control the saw much better. So I can control also this end, and not only the end of the blade that is near my hand. Like this. As you can see, I'm dividing my line and putting the width of the saw blade to one side of the line. In this case, on the inside of the mortise. So I know that the outside dimensions will be exact and right. Ripping out the tenons on the rails follows much the same procedure as for the styles, only this time I have to be aware that I have to put the width of the saw blade on the outside of the line. On the styles I put the saw blade on the inside. Now it's on the outside. And I also have to make sure that I don't go too deep, because the shoulders of the tenon are not level. After ripping out the tenons on the rails, I just as well cut off the cheeks of the tenons at the same time. Like this. Now also cut the mitre, but I don't cut it exactly on the line. I leave a little space so I can adjust it when I put the frame together. The last thing I do before finishing off the styles with rebate and molding, I chop out the mortises for the crossbars. And for that I have a special chisel that is designed just for this purpose, to cut a mortise deep into the wood. Here you can see the markings I have made for the mortises to the crossbars, and it is essential that the width of the mortise fits with the chisel that I have. And it's also equally essential that my marking gouge has put the marking nails just in the same width as the chisel. Chopping the mortises is not necessary for me to attach the styles to the bench. I can just sit on them like this quite comfortably. And sitting this way, I also have a good eyesight for my chisel, so I can make the mortise straight and true. Yes, every mortise is now complete, but there's still a lot of wood chips in the mortises, so I use a smaller chisel just to press out all the wood chips. Like this. Here we have a hole all the way through. Not only do I chop out the mortises for the crossbars, but I also make sure that I chop out the waste after the sawing, rip sawing of the mortise for the rails. This is the same width as the mortise for the bars, so it will be efficient to do it at the same time.